Hi students, welcome to online class. Today our topic is cellular respiration. We will discuss today cellular respiration today in the class. Okay, in the previous classes we have learnt about the process of digestion in the previous chapter. In process of digestion we know that all the macromolecules, these are called as macromolecules. These are called as macromolecules are converted into micromolecules. Micromolecules. All the macromolecules are converted into micromolecules, such as carbohydrates are converted into glucose, proteins are converted into amino acids, fats are converted into fatty acids. We know that after the complete digestion of carbohydrates, which are converted into glucose, in small intestine, the villi absorbs glucose into blood. The blood transports glucose to all the tissues or all the cells. We know that how the glucose is transported by blood through to all the tissues, and simultaneously oxygen is also transported to all cells. Oxygen comes from lungs, that is when we inhale oxygen, it enters into lungs, and in alveoli of lungs, the oxygen enters from alveoli of lungs into blood, and in the blood, the oxygen combines with hemoglobin, and the hemoglobin transports oxygen to all parts of the cells or all the tissues. After the entry of oxygen and glucose into a cell, what happens in cell? How the respiration process takes place in cell? We will discuss in detail. Okay. What is cellular respiration? Means the respiration that takes place in a cell is called as cellular respiration. The respiration that takes place inside a cell is called as cellular respiration. The term cellular respiration refers to the pathway by which cells release energy from the chemical bonds of food molecules that enter into them, by which the energy is released from the food particles. We know that mitochondria is present in each and every cell. The mitochondria uses glucose, which comes from the digestive system, and the oxygen, which comes from the lungs. By using this glucose and oxygen, the mitochondria produces energy. So mitochondria is called as a powerhouse of the cell. We have already learned about that mitochondria. So after entering into cell, what happens to glucose and oxygen? What happens to glucose and oxygen? Let us imagine this board as an entire cell. Let us imagine this board as an entire cell. We know that glucose and oxygen both enters into cell. When glucose enters into a cell, the first step takes place in respiration in a cell. It is called as glycolysis. Glycolysis, in which glyco means sugar or glucose. Lysis means breakdown. Lysis means breakdown. The breakdown of glucose into two molecules of pyruvic acid is called as glycolysis. The breakdown of glucose molecules into two molecules of pyruvic acid, it is called as glycolysis. Let us see the step by step involved in glycolysis process. This glycolysis process takes place in cytoplasm of the cell. in cell where the glycolysis takes place means it takes place in cytoplasm. Glucose. First one is glucose. Glucose with the help of some enzyme first converts into glucose 6 phosphate and then it converts into fructose 6 phosphate and then it converts into fructose 1,6 biphosphate and finally it converts into 2 molecules of pyruvic acid. 2 molecules of pyruvic acid. Up to the formation of pyruvic acid, the whole process takes place in cytoplasm. This whole process takes place in cytoplasm. And after the formation of pyruvic acid, whether there is availability of oxygen, if the oxygen is available, then the pyruvic acid enters into mitochondria, and in mitochondria, the mitochondria produces energy by using these pyruvic acid molecules. If the oxygen is not available, then it undergoes anaerobic respiration. First, we are going through the process of aerobic respiration. It is called as aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration means the respiration that takes place in the presence of oxygen. First, we will look out the process of aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration, if there is availability of oxygen, the pyruvic acid enters into mitochondria, and in mitochondria, it combines with the pyruvic acid combines with acetyl coenzyme A, and then by releasing carbon dioxide, energy and water, it is converted into the acetyl coenzyme A is converted into oxaloacetic acid, in which the oxaloacetic acid converts into 2 molecules of pyruvic acid. Between the acetyl coenzyme A and oxaloacetic acid, number of reactions takes place through which the carbon dioxide is released. The carbon dioxide leaves the cell and enters into alveoli and then leaves from the lungs to outside the environment. And the ATP is the form of energy which is used by the cells for the normal activities, and water is also used by the cells. And finally, the formation of oxaloacetic acid takes place. This oxaloacetic acid again converts into acetyl coenzyme A. Okay, this is the process that takes place in the cell in 2 phases. First one is cytoplasm and second one is in mitochondria. Second one is in mitochondria. Takes place in mitochondria. This total process is called as aerobic respiration. This is the total one is called as aerobic respiration. That is the respiration that takes place in the presence of oxygen. The respiration that takes place in the presence of oxygen. So this is the normal process which takes place in the cell. First one is glycolysis, and second the mitochondria. The cycle is called as Krebs cycle or TCA cycle or C3 cycle. Krebs cycle or TCA cycle, tricarboxylic acid cycle. This whole process is called as aerobic respiration. This respiration takes place in the presence of oxygen in our cells. Then what about the anaerobic respiration? What is anaerobic respiration? The anaerobic respiration means the respiration that takes place in the absence of oxygen, which takes place in bacteria and yeast. The respiration that takes place in absence of oxygen, that is called as anaerobic respiration. So let us see the process of anaerobic respiration. What happens in anaerobic respiration? In anaerobic respiration, what happens with the glycolysis step is common in anaerobic respiration. If you take an example of bacteria, that is anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration. If we take the example of bacteria, glycolysis step is common. Glycolysis is common. Glycolysis step is common. In fact, if there is non availability of oxygen in bacteria, what happens means the pyruvic acid, we know that the result of glycolysis is 2 molecules of pyruvic acid. The pyruvic acid, in the absence of oxygen, converts into lactic acid, and energy. Lactic acid and energy. Whereas this is in case of bacteria. Whereas in yeast, after the formation of 2 molecules of pyruvic acid in yeast, it converts the pyruvic acid into ethanol, carbon dioxide and energy. Ethanol plus carbon dioxide plus energy. So it is also called as a fermentation process. Fermentation process means the yeast which converts the 2 molecules of pyruvic acid into ethanol, carbon dioxide and energy. It is an example of the making preparation of idli or dosha dough. In preparation of idli or dosha dough, we can observe the raising of dosha dough after some time, because the yeast converts the glucose molecules into ethanol plus carbon dioxide. So after, if we don't keep the dough in fridge, what happens means the ethanol formation will be more, and you cannot eat that dosha. The dough of dosha rises because the gas present in the dough of gas is called as carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide gas is present in the raised dough of idli or dosha. It is called as fermentation process. Through fermentation process, number of factories produces wines or beers. What is the actual definition of fermentation process? Means the conversion of glucose into alcohol or ethanol, and by release of carbon dioxide and energy in the absence of oxygen. So the fermentation is an example of anaerobic respiration. In human beings, there is also a chance of producing energy even in the absence of oxygen. Even in the absence of oxygen, there is a release of energy. For example, if we do exercise, if we run for some distance, what happens is we will get muscle pains. We will get muscle pains because of oxygen depth in our muscle cells. If we do exercise for some time, what happens means in our cells there is a depth of oxygen. Means there is a low level concentration of oxygen present in our cells. Because of presence of low levels of concentration of oxygen, our muscle cells undergoes anaerobic respiration.